Tonight's match is presented by Southwest University. Southwest University makes you happen. Welcome to the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
It's a new era for Locomotive FC. A new head coach, new faces in the roster, new kids, and a renewed push for a championship. Tonight's behind-the-scenes look brought to you by GECU. A beautiful March evening in downtown El Paso, Texas, and it doesn't get any more beautiful or intense than hosting your bitter rivals, New Mexico United, here versus Locomotive FC. Welcome, everyone. Duke Keith alongside my broadcast partner, Heidi Mocha. Heidi, it is wonderful to be back with you, calling Locomotive soccer. You and I are back, but there are a lot of changes up and down this Locomotive roster.
Absolutely. So it's great to be back here with you, Duke, and I'm looking forward to another fun season of Locomotive soccer. But you mentioned changes. There are no changes bigger than the one at the top. So first head coach Mark Lowry, gone, off to Indy 11. Now leading the Locos is John Hutchinson. And being out at some of the preseason matches, I tell you, there is a different feel to this club.
There definitely is. John Hutchinson, for sure, really the biggest change, and he brings a wealth of experience as a player and a coach. Australian under 11 caps for the Maltese national team, played professionally in 4 different leagues, includes Australia, and he's won at every stop. He is a proven player, and as a coach, started his career with the Central Coast Mariners, an assistant with Seattle Sounders, coached Tacoma Defiance for a couple of seasons. Most recently, the first assistant in Japan's Premier Soccer League, where his club finished in second place. His resume, it's definitely there for John Hutchinson. And Heidi, you've seen a bit of the preseason. How would you describe him?
I describe him as passionate about soccer. So that's something that we can say about almost every coach, but this man really loves what he does, even on days off. He is at the training complex working. Hutchinson told us the biggest reason he's here in El Paso is he wants to be at a club that is driven to be successful. He sees that from this organization is committed to continuing and building on the success we've seen the first 3 years. The foundation is there, and he credits the previous staff for their efforts. But the style of play will change, and Hutchinson's teams play up the wings different from the diamond. So that's where the roster changes to make sure he has the right players.
And to your point, Heidi, Hutchinson has brought in a lot of new players to this roster. To highlight a few guys, how about replacing Logan Ketterer? The USL all-time saves and shutouts leader, Evan Newton, clean sheets man in the USL, taking over at goalkeeper. Then you have Cristiano Francois, Miami FC's leading goal scorer last season. Colombian defender Martin Payares will be anchoring the defense at center back. Some solid additions, along with the 12 returning players from last season.
There is a lot of quality here. Francois and Nick Hines, both excellent on the left side. Sanupe, who scored a goal last week, on that right side. Combine that with returners like Diego, Dylan Maris, Lucho, and you really have something here. This team will play an aggressive style, play with the ball, and dominate possession. And if last week is any indication, when this team gets a bit more time together, they're going to be fun to watch.
They certainly were last weekend. A lot to take away from that loss to Sacramento. To talk about that a little more and give more perspective, let's welcome the third member of our broadcast team, Rachel Phillips, down on the pitch. Rachel, welcome.
Duke, Heidi, good evening. Pleasure to be here with you tonight, as well as for the season ahead. When we look at last week, there was a lot to like. Yes, it was a loss, but for the entire match, they had way more possession and shots on goal. They just couldn't find the back of the net when it mattered most. And a big thing to remember, we saw all those connections form last week. These guys have only been together for about 6 weeks now, and 9 players made their debut last week. So expect those connections to grow even more and those opportunities to start flowing even more. Now, a big thing that Hutch was really impressed by was that from the moment they stepped out on the field, they played to win. And he says that continued throughout the entire game, and he wants to see that continue throughout the entire season. He says tonight is no different. Yes, it's against rivals New Mexico United, but he said no matter who was taking the field against it, they were always going to play with that aggressive style. So get ready for that here tonight.
The Derby del Camino Real, New Mexico United, El Paso Locomotive FC. Starting lineups on the other side of the break.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
When a medical emergency happens, Feel confident about coming to Sun City ER.
El Paso's only privately owned emergency room. 2 locations to serve you. On the east side at Joe Battle and Edgemere, and on the west at I-10 and Red Road.
Hold still. This is gonna be a great shot.
I hope you're right.
Okay, this is perfect.
Get 0.9% financing on a new Nissan, including the Titan. Or get 1.49% financing on a certified pre-owned Rogue or Rogue Sport.
Buy your new Nissan from the comfort of home with Nissan at Home. Research, shop, and buy online. Find out more at CasaNissan.com.
Our casa es su casa.
Yeah!
Hey, where are you? American Furniture Outlet's now open.
I'm here.
Just in time. Speed Queen washers and dryers starting at $10.99.
I can't believe they're only open 10 days a month to save me money.
Get an all-leather sofa for $14.97. Matching love seat also on sale. Or get this queen or full-size bed for $3.97.
I can't wait. Clearance
and discontinued items up to 77% off. 12 months interest-free financing. Now open until March 19th.
Open.
When a medical emergency happens,
Feel confident about coming to Sun City ER.
El Paso's only privately owned emergency room. 2 locations to serve you. On the east side at Joe Battle and Edgemere, and on the west at I-10 and Red Road.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome to downtown El Paso, Texas. It is indeed a beautiful March evening. Duke, Keith, Heidi Mocha, Rachel Phillips, touch side for you as we take a look at our starting lineups tonight. Locomotive FC, you might notice missing up top Aaron Gomez and the Lucho Solignac, but plenty of other spaces to fill for John Hutchinson's squad, Heidi.
Absolutely. And we still have those, returners, Diego and Meyers, but then we have a lot of newcomers on that field to look forward to seeing them play tonight.
As we take a look at New Mexico United's starting lineup, missing Armando Moreno in the middle. Also, you will notice a couple of notable changes. Austin Yearwood, Josh Suggs, Kalen Ryden, not a part of this squad as well. But for Mr. Prince's, Zach Prince's squad, plenty of firepower for a team that won 2-0 last week.
Absolutely, and of course they have their one of their go-to guys in Wien back, partnering with some new strikers up front.
Yep. You might notice that number 41 brought back mid-season last year. They couldn't bear to be without him. Chris Wehan is definitely a thorn in Locomotive's side, and he is on that starting roster tonight. Underway from Southwest University Park. And a quick foul as Justin Portillo takes down Diego. Locomotive in its home blacks. Blue numerals, blue stockings. And how quickly will we see the difference from John Hutchinson's squad? Speed on the wings, I think, might be the most interesting way to kind of phrase that. You couldn't take your eyes, if you were watching that Sacramento game, couldn't take your eyes off of the way this team plays.
Yeah, the pace that they were playing at the entire match, and still having a pretty good run of possession was just a little bit different than the Locomotive style from last year.
And there is Cristiano Francois out of that left wing side. Rolls in touch for United. There's Daniel Bruce ready to throw it in. Lots of returning players for this New Mexico United roster, but we mentioned the absences, especially defensively. Austin Yearwood, I thought, did an excellent job against Locomotive FC in both of his matches here. As we take a look at our referee, Malik Badawi, Kevin Locke, Noah Kenyawani. My apologies on the touchline. Marco Vega is our 4th official. But Yearwood's absence, I think, might loom largest, other than Kalen Ryden, who has been, I mean, he's been Defender of the Year the last 3 seasons for each of the teams he's played for.
And here we're going to get to see, you know, Foxy, we know what he brings to the table, but kind of a whole new defense.
Probing start to this game. Portillo putting it back in. Zacarias with a touch. And Harry Swartz to throw it in. No mistaking that bright yellow uniform. And a good clearance in the end. El Paso and Siobhan John Brown getting that up and out. 24-year-old from Montreal, Canada. Taking a look at our Casa Auto Group keys to the game. Heidi, what are you looking for tonight?
So tonight, we're definitely going to look for some physical play. I mean, we saw physical play at the preseason friendly. And Hutch even went on to say that New Mexico really controlled the second half of that friendly. But the physical part is part of the love between these two teams. Next is defense set pieces. New Mexico has size, and they even converted on a corner kick in last Sunday's match versus Las Vegas. And then third is convert on chances. I mean, this aggressive attacking style that Coach Hutchinson has them playing, they created so many chances in Sacramento, and there's some really great moments, but it's a different game if they convert.
Good work for New Mexico United here in the early going. Kind of surviving some of that early pressure I think Locomotive would like to apply, and number of throw-ins and free kicks in the offensive half for the visitors. The Derby del Camino Real. They started with one lane and moved it to another, as that's good work by Harry Brockbank. But it is touched by El Paso, and a Chick-fil-A corner coming up for United.
Yeah, and El Paso, those two forwards, when in their match last week, they're strong and they're quick. So they're looking to match up with those backs and get in behind and try to steal the ball away and get a chance. So good play by Brockbank to steer it out.
Portillo's going to serve it in. Won a championship with Kalen Ryden in 2019 with Real Monarchs. It's a low driving kick and headed out immediately.
And that's the key on corners, set pieces, anything like that. If the Locomotive are on the defense, they need to be first to the ball.
Offside flag is raised, and Locomotive FC will have the free kick. Good work by Sinupe to see that one out. A little bit further back, please, says our official. Evan Newton, the leader in clean sheets and saves made. He is USL Championship royalty.
New Mexico's putting Locomotive under heavy pressure in the back right from the start.
That stays in play. Turning to fire, and just wide of the net is Nico Brett. Great service from the wing. Excellent job down into the corner from Tabor to Taka Preston. Locomotive trying to catch him on the counter. Francois. Kick doesn't go exactly, I think, where Andrew Fox wanted it to go, but it will bounce kindly for El Paso. Now, El Paso trying to press the issue. Siobhan.
El Paso looks like they're just trying to clog the middle. Not let Locomotive pass out through the midfield.
Well, so far so good for United. It's a nice throw in. Sinupe. The man has scored the goal against Sacramento last week. Nifty back heel to Zacarias. Ricardo Zacarias returning. Andrew Fox to the left wing. Francois drives the back line. That's niftily done by Rashid Tete. In touch for Locomotive.
That's what he did a lot in the last match. He got down that flank, drove it across, and created some chances. So I like that look.
Fox sliding it over to Cristiano Francois. Locomotive will back it out. It's Eric Calvillo on the ball. One of the driving forces, the number 6. Of course, Calvillo, the El Salvador international. That's just Lustav Zacarias. Wasn't able to control the pass in from the wing.
That's some nice combination play and about a possession from Locomotive, even under heavy pressure, almost sets him free to get a chance.
That may be last touch by Francois. As we take a look at our Texas Tech Health Report, and let's get back down to Rachel.
So it looks like for this match, we have out Chapa.
He is out.
Yeah, I guess he's had some surgery on his meniscus. And then Sebastian Velasquez, he announced on Twitter that he wouldn't be playing on Saturday. He suffered an injury as well in Sacramento. And then we got Martin help me out. I struggle with this name right now. Payares is out as well.
And of course, Yuma still working his way back to health as well. Both of these teams missing some folks here in the early going. And now let's go to Rachel with more on that.
His mom finally has a visa here, and she was going to get to watch him for the very first time in-house in America, but unfortunately he has an injury, and that sees him out tonight. So a pretty sad day for him, but we will still get to see him back on the field. He was training with the team, so it looks like he will be back pretty soon.
Wonderful to see. Thank you very much, Rachel. And yes, it's a moment I know that our friends over at Channel 4 are talking about this one as well, and that's going to be a feature, as it is a wonderful thing to have his mom back in the United States, reunited. Unfortunately, the man who will wear number 11 this season for Locomotive FC will not be on the pitch, but soon enough. And here's Francois. Better spell of possession for Locomotive, Heidi. What are you looking for here?
Yeah, no, Locomotive is doing a nice job of trying to knock it around, but I have to say that New Mexico is not really allowing them to get it to be too dangerous of opportunities yet. But they're having some patience, and I have to say, Newton was pretty far out a little earlier. I was like, shoot, they got him playing up high. So they're looking to play with the full 11 men to feet. And as fast as Sinupe is, he can't get on. That ball's just a little bit out of his reach.
Calvillo tried to set up his man Sinupe. Came through the Tottenham Hotspur organization as a youth player. Played around the United Kingdom. Happy to have him as part of this Locomotive roster. And of course, just an absolute cracker of a goal versus Sacramento. I thought that thing was headed over the bar, and then you see the net bulge. Just like, woof.
Yeah. He's got his ability on the ball, and his speed and pace is something that other teams are going to have to really watch out for. And he got into the book, his first match in the U.S., competitive match in the U.S., first game with the Locomotive, so that's great as an individual, but I know that he would have traded that for a win for the club.
Brockbank going down for El Paso. It's kind of smooth going for a Locomotive New Mexico United match. Derby del Camino Real. Heidi, are you kind of surprised by how tame things have been so far?
I'm sure it's just a matter of time, but there was that one first foul, and then it's just kind of settled down. And if it ends without being more chippy, it would be probably the first.
Very sorts of the throw-in, definitely. It's interesting, Yuma, who is in the center of so much of what this rivalry has meant over the 3 seasons it's been played. Not on the pitch tonight, as we head back down to Rachel Phillips. And Rachel, I know you've spoken about this with Yuma and others.
Yeah, I have. And I know you guys said that it's, we haven't seen too much of the rivalry on the field yet, but off the field, it is tense in here. The Locomotive fans definitely cheering on the Locos and booing New Mexico United, but there is a strong New Mexico United contingency here. But you talked about just how many fouls we've seen, and Yuma are part of that. We've actually seen 58 yellow cards between these two teams when they played, and 4 red cards. Yuma, during the week when he was asked about the rivalry, he said there's no bad blood between the two teams and leave it all out on the field. When he was asked about how he feels about the New Mexico United fans not liking him very much, he said with a massive grin on his face, he doesn't care what they think about him. He only cares what the El Paso Locomotive fans think about him, and I'm pretty sure those guys like him a heck of a lot.
Indeed, thank you very much, Rachel. You saw Alexis Suahi get one in. Nice service into the right to the edge of the 6, but Evan Newton on task, right place, right time.
And maybe Yuma's absence from the pitch right now might add to the a little bit of the less chippiness, since he did start out the friendly with, I think, him and Ryden. So even Ryden's not in today. They had a nice little hard tackle foul in the friendly match.
Indeed, and that was a little bit from behind by Sanupe. Takes down Swartz, who earns the free kick.
Swartz, one of their 2 goal scorers from their first match.
Suahi with words for our referee Malik Badawi. And another free kick coming for United. Still the drumbeat is consistent from 8th Notch, and of course Southwest University Park nearly full this evening. Beautiful night for soccer, and the fans, I think the fans would like to see a little more juice from this one as well. So far it's United with the more clear-cut chances. None more clear-cut than Suahi's header. Good tackle away by Hamilton. Sam Hamilton, a returning player. Hamilton again. They played into space for Hamilton from the touch line. Doesn't get much altitude on it, and an easy grab for Evan Newton. Wants to go fast. We'll find Andrew Fox up that left wing.
Yeah, fortunately, Newton saw that one all the way, and no one from United could beat him to that ball. So it was a pretty clean grab for him.
This time it's Harry Swartz who fouls Sanupe. Indeed, part of the reason that it's been so calm is Locomotive has really yet to apply the pressure, and that one gets away from Francois, although it's not able to be held by Swartz. Does enough to stay in front of it, and it'll be a goal kick for Alex Tambakis.
And Bruce got his head on that long service that they were trying to reach Francois with, and fell to the feet of Diego. Thought we might have something else exciting happening, but Bruce recovered nicely there.
As the fans wind up for the El Chuco chant, of course. El Chuco, the nickname of El Paso, Texas. That's the Pachuco slang. Of course, the Pachuco Zoot Suit culture kind of arose from this area back in the 1940s. It took to Los Angeles, where all of the trends really start. And that's where we get El Chuco, as you see John Hutchinson, new head man for Locomotive FC. Very different way of playing from Mark Lowry. Lots of pressure up the wings. We really haven't seen Hutch ball yet, have we?
No, not what we believe it to be.
Suahi, somebody zigged when they should have zagged. Trying to get things started quickly, Siobhan. Told to drop a few steps back. Another Locomotive throw.
And the last match for Locomotive, it seemed like the ball was at Meyers and Diego's feet a ton, and it's been a lot more in the back and then just straight to the flanks.
And here is Francois. And Foxy. Trying a little 1-2. Bruce taken down. Gets a little bit back from Andrew Fox. And there we see a couple of longtime participants in the Derby del Camino Real. Andrew Fox in his 4th season with Locomotive.
And the captain for today.
And Aaron's El Paso at Chick-fil-A corner. The first of the match, and it'll be Dylan Meyers. Off to the corner to serve it up. In swinger and firmly by Will Seymour. But here comes Francois, blazed up and over. Goal kick. That gave the fans a thrill, but the Haitian international not able to steer on frame. Leading goal scorer from Miami FC last season, and we see why everyone considers him a real danger.
Fox does a great job of keeping that alive, even after nice service by Dylan Meyers, and then United beats us to the ball, but Fox keeps it in play.
A bit dangerous. Calvillo, I don't think, got all of that he wanted to, and that's just lost. Trying to get it started up the right wing side. It'll be a throw in for New Mexico instead.
And essentially for Locomotive, it's a new, a new back line, a new back unit. So they're all still kind of working on that communication and organization.
Good thought by Chiffon. United survives it. There's Bruce. Sips one, back heel by Weehan. Firmly met by Aguiluz. Up the middle. Tambakis.
Keeper to
goalies
keeper.
Play catch, right. Good work by Brockbank to steer it out wide of the right wing. Diego. Into the path of Sanupe. Gets the fans to their feet. Sanupe, Francois! And it's just off of the top of his foot and goes the exact opposite way he wanted it to. Oh, Francois would love to have that one back.
Absolutely. Sanupe served that thing up on a platter. That was his first touch, and then to serve a ball across like that. Oh. Convert on chances. We might come back later and say, oh, that was one of the ones.
Texas Tech nod to the dock here for New Mexico United. Andrew Peters on to take a look.
I'm going to say Francois saw the goal before it was a goal.
Yeah,
I think he was like, this can't be.
As you see John Hutchinson talking things over with Dylan Meyers. Let's head down to Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, just interesting there. You saw Coach Hutchinson on Francois' first miss there. He wasn't too animated, but on that second one, incredibly frustrated, actually slammed the banner in front of him. But just a couple seconds later, he kind of regained himself and looked at Francois, gave him a thumbs up and a good go ahead. Like, let's keep working in this direction. Let's keep moving and playing that aggressive style football we've been doing all game.
Thanks very much. And yes, I think it was frustrating. John Hutchinson wasn't the only one slamming things around here at Southwest University Park tonight. I can tell you that. The injured player is Itaka Preston. And he'll head to the sideline or the touch line as United will briefly play with 10. And the free kick upcoming to restart play here as we enter the 22nd minute. Yeah, rest assured, Hutch wasn't the only one.
No.
That was incredible.
I mean, that ball, Sanupe's ball cross, that was gorgeous.
An amazing cross after a great pass out of the midfield from Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe that was Aguiluz who really got things started from the back as well, and that's what you want to see. Aguiluz himself, a wonderful story. Here's Diego into space for Sanupe. What a pass. Sanupe himself, back it pulls, and it's a score! Dylan Meyers, top netting. Dylan Meyers opens his Locomotive account. As the clock strikes 23, El Paso first to the board. We see the speed, and speed kills. What a ball from the back.
I know Diego's vision there, and Snoopé commits and just leaves it wide open.
Especially if
Closure by Meyers there.
A Locomotive wing. Snoopé knew he had men in black running in behind him. And certainly Meyers is the third man in.
Oh, yeah.
Had his pick of where he wanted to put the ball.
And that's discipline also by Snoopé, because if you break free and you create those chances and there's a couple misses like that, sometimes you're like, oh, maybe I should just try to slot it myself. But he had numbers on him. Keeper had a not the greatest angle and unselfishly puts it right where it can get put in for a goal by Meyers.
That'll be a handball on Calvillo on the restart.
And now how does Locomotive respond, after a goal? Are they going to be able to keep the pressure on and stay organized and not?
Newton coming off his line to put that one back up the pitch. Certainly that's going to be the question, because after Locomotive took a 1-0 lead last weekend, Sac Republic rattled off 3 straight. We are early in the proceedings. Locomotive scoring an early goal again in the second straight match. But mercy, do you see the Cadillac ride they give the ball up the wings?
Absolutely.
Siobhan with a throw-in. It's long. Trying to find Meyers on the rollout for a corner. Meyers gives a thumbs up for Siobhan on that throw-in as Suahi puts it over the byline for a Chick-fil-A corner kick. Down to Rachel.
Just with that goal there from Dylan Meyers, talk about how quickly a game can change. That frustration we saw just a couple minutes ago from Coach John Hutchinson instantly changed into excitement. He was hugging everyone on the bench from that goal. When we look at Dylan Meyers, he's scored 8 goals total for the Locos, 3 of those coming against New Mexico United. Make that 4 now against New Mexico United. He clearly likes scoring against these guys, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Short corner trying to find Francois, and I think that was the design, but
yes,
that didn't go where he wanted it to.
Well, or whoever was supposed to read that on the Locomotive side didn't get there. But that was an interesting short corner.
Very slow roller. Francois playing on that near post. Quickly back onto that left wing is Fox and Zacarias. Interchange. A switch to Diego. That's a chest pass. Meyers, kid's got all the tools, doesn't he? Diego dispossessed that time, though. That's good work by Sam Hamilton. Hamilton with it, slides it up to Bruce. It's onside, flag stays down. Bruce zips the cross, handled by Brockbank. Headed down by Meyers. Comes back to Bruce, though, on the byline. Fox and room. Room for Calvillo to clear it out.
Yeah, that's a good clear. Relieve the pressure. And that's what Coach Hutchinson had talked about with their style of play, getting caught on transition. That's the one thing that he knew that teams would look at and try to exploit against the Locomotive with this style of play. But he's open to get on the attack, and that's going to be the best defense.
Well, certainly. And I mean, Locomotive FC, they just squeezed you to death in years past under Mark Lowry. It's going to be different. I would imagine that this Locomotive setup, teams will score a few more goals on this Locomotive squad, but it's the offense and the transition and the smoothness with which they create up the pitch. And a dangerous pass, but that is handled by Meyers. Rather Calvillo. Salvador International. It's good that he's here on this opening night for Locomotive FC. Good work by Zacarias to carry. Sent across by Siobhan, and here's Diego. Diego flips it up, looking for Zacarias. Play on, Fox with a challenge from the back. Has to be turned aside by Tambacas. Francois. Diego looking for the far post. It bounces back, and it's cleared, and it's still loose. And it's Sonope to run it down. Diego inches away from 2 for Locomotive.
He picked that spot and it just was a hair shy of the back of the net.
Siobhan and Sonope trying to play a little 1-2 up that right side.
I have to say it's interesting because, you know, for the last year, I mean, in the last couple of years, Locomotive is so. Oh, let's watch this replay. Oh, look at that nice strike by Foxy. But the last couple of years, you know, like, and last year, Locomotive is so focused on possession. And you're getting to see the combination of, the players that have been here doing that, and now also the urgency to get forward as quickly as you can under possession, like with possession, and it's just fun.
And there are waves of black jerseys as they come forward, leading to rebounds, and there is a foul. And our first yellow is going to be issued to Andrew Fox here in the 29th minute. So as we enter the 29th, Andrew Fox whistled to try and keep that New Mexico counterattack at bay. As we see Zach Prince up in arms a bit.
I think they have Portillo on the ball again, and so what I had heard was that they brought him back just for set pieces. You know, that was a huge part of why they brought him back. So I think their head coach had been the assistant, and from what I understand, he was kind of the one in charge of set pieces, and now he's the head coach. So you're thinking, okay, maybe he's putting a lot more emphasis on that as another chance and opportunity for goals. I mean, in last week, they corner kick and off of a set piece is where they got their goals from. So
this was not a team that mustered a great deal of offense last season, missing out on the playoffs. They had their issues, and another caution issue. This one to El Paso's Dylan Meyers, who is pleading his case. But that is Bruce down on the pitch, and now we see the teeth come out.
Yes, just took about 30 minutes.
There's Meyers in the 30th with the caution. As they tend to Daniel Bruce. 1-0 Locomotive FC. Certainly the fans have enjoyed the atmosphere as this game has proceeded, but a little air being taken out of the tires here with these fouls. And good to see fair play. Dylan Meyers, Daniel Bruce. Sorry, mate, as Hutch might say. Or Rachel, for that matter. Both hailing from the land down under. That's the thing. You talk about football, soccer, however you want to say it, and I know that part of Rachel's great piece, Hanging with Hutch, which I think premiered today, is talking about the difference in that football language, but everybody kind of speaks the same tongue, don't they? Mm-hmm. On the pitch.
Universal.
Indeed. Out to the far post, and that's knocked down. Goal kick coming. They got it out to Will Seymour. Seymour, the big man from Colorado Springs, 30-year-old defender. And Newton draws the contact.
Could even hear them contact there.
A little bit. That's a foul on Nico Brett. Brett, the 29-year-old out of Kingston, Jamaica. Another one of those United new faces. Here's Bruce dispossessed. Fox and Francois. Zacarias there to hold Bacchus honest. It's a kind bounce. Here's Brett. Brett to chip the netminder, and in it goes to even the score at 1 in the 32nd minute. Nico Brett in transition.
Just snuck it through the middle. And he's quick and gets there and just kind of, little cheeky chip into the back of the net.
All they needed to do, celebrating in front of the New Mexico United fans. Their supporters group, the Curse, well represented here today. Friends of the Black Diamonds, I think, are a part of that crew. But in it goes, and it was an easy chip in the end for Nico Brett. The ball bounced right to him. Able to keep it ahead, split the defense, and we're tied at 1. Let's head down to Rachel to find out thoughts from the Locomotive bench. Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, a little bit of frustration here from the Locos bench. Obviously, Nico Brett, he scored the team's first goal last week for New Mexico United. He knows how to find the back of the net and did that there today again. Now, a big thing for Hutchinson during the week was that the goals that they got scored against on last week were those transition plays, and that's what you saw again here tonight. He said during the week, they know that's going to happen with the style of football they're playing. They just need to learn how to stop it earlier. And obviously tonight we just saw that goal there from Nico Brett in a transition play. So seeing if they can start to improve on that and stop those plays a little earlier as the game goes on.
Siobhan, nice bit of hustle. Finds Calvillo to Harry Brockbank. Brockbank, it should be pointed out, he's starting. This is his 3rd week in El Paso. Diego, a little overplay. Calvillo and Siobhan. Aguiluz on there, Aguiluz.
See how interesting how high up they let Fox go to be in the attack, so Meyers can be in, or if he can drift out, and they're letting Foxy push up because he's also got good size, good target in the air.
Well, he was a forward in college. Played for St. Mary's in Austin. Played a couple of times at forward here when Locomotive were down numbers. But here comes New Mexico on the counter. Ataka Preston. Collision there. And goal kick is the call. And that is on there. Aguiluz. Francois. Ducked in to Diego. Hamilton.
Diego gets the ball, he's getting swarmed by the opposition.
Well, they know who to key on, don't they? It's a nice ball out of the back. Francois, flag is up. Wouldn't matter.
Okay, Francois, you'd have enough time now. That first touch, stay on, get that first touch and get it in the net, right?
Well, once again, it should be pointed out, Locomotive take an early lead. The opposition responds, gets a score before half.
Yep.
What are your thoughts about what John Hutchinson wants to do, what his team needs to do over these final 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, I mean, they, like I had mentioned earlier, I mean, it's a new, especially defensive unit, but I know he has also said, you know, like, it's usually a series of errors. When you lose the ball, the first man closest to the ball is the first one that needs to defend.
Right.
You know, and the whole point is get pressure on the ball, and then it might not be to win the ball right away, but it's to make it predictable so that you can slow the other team's transition.
Well done.
And you get better at it the more you play together.
Fox to Francois. Speed down the left side for Locomotive FC. But well done by Tete, who stays home. Throw in coming for Locomotive. John Hutchinson directing traffic. Diego, nicely done from Fox. Diego trying to chip the keeper the other way. Too tall.
I'd like to see him drive it just behind the last back, because you know Sinupe, he's got some wheels. He can get up there and slot that into the back.
But it's so funny. I mean, you talk about the pressure on the wings. The wing players know what they're supposed to do. Diego and Dylan in the middle are free to do whatever they want. They know what they want to do, and they're better at it than most other players, aren't they?
Yes, yes. But when you're drawing that much pressure, and you're still not at the greatest shooting angle, sometimes
lift it back,
slot it back across, especially because Snoopes really kind of just was hanging wide open, and the defense was just all focused on him, and they know he wants to go for goal. We all know he wants to go for goal.
Siobhan.
And he pulls it off a lot, too.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Who am I to say, oh.
It's one of those plays where the coach goes, no, no, no.
Show me wrong, Diego, right now. Can you do that in the next
right
minute?
Siobhan up to the middle. It's headed back by Tete. Keep away. Meyers gets a slice. Bruce gets a slice.
Way to challenge in the air.
Siobhan. Rashid Tete. That'll bounce well for Brett. Trying to find Tabordataka Preston out of the back, but a little too tall, and things have settled into a groove once again.
And you see Bruce trying to force them back central. They're like, we don't want to let us get them on the flank.
And again, Francois with acres of space up on that left wing. Francois tips it, and it'll be a Chick-fil-A corner. Will Seymour has to send it over the byline.
Saw Snoopé was just right there poaching.
And you know that Diego's going to draw all of those eyeballs and feet near him. But how in the world do you leave one of the leading scorers in the championship last season open on the left like that? And it'll be Dylan Meyers. With that deadly right foot to the far post into Ander, and it's headed just wide. .5'11", 23-year-old out of Gexto, Spain. I may need to work on my pronunciation of Gexto, but that's what I see.
I'll leave that to you.
But what a story came up through the Athletic Bilbao Academy in Spain. A couple of guys here, including talking about Sonupe with European top-level, top-flight youth club pedigrees. There are plenty of them dotting this Locomotive roster. Of course, the thing about Atletico Bilbao is it's in their charter that they can only take players of Basque origin. And the fact that they have never been relegated from from La Liga is a testament to that heart. That's good to the far post, but knotted wide. They got exactly what they wanted, but Will Seymour couldn't see that on frame. Seymour, the 30-year-old out of Colorado Springs. Here's Fox. It's funny, I don't think Fox was necessarily supposed to play as big a role as he has to this point, but he's certainly been full value today.
And you see when Meyers got the ball there was pressure in numbers from New Mexico, and that's where then it needs to be a quick switch. He played it to, I think, Brockbank, and then he played it to the flank, and then they need to get it forward from there, because then you've kind of beaten a lot of players all in one. So it's just, again, it's the transition on offense too, getting there quickly.
Who's in position? How quickly can you get there? Here's Swartz. Swartz and Suwahi. Back to Swartz. It's a chip and lifted out. And that gets a foot in. But United working its way patiently up that left wing.
Foxy from up here organizing.
Be vocal.
That's good.
That's solid work by Siobhan to clear that back out. Speaking of being able to hear things from the touch line, Siobhan, 26 out of Montreal, Canada. Last played in Nice with New Amsterdam FC. It's something, you know, when a player certainly gets overlooked, and I know that's part of the college game, and you come through high school, and obviously the United States very different from other countries. So that one takes a bit of a deflection, but well dealt with by El Paso. Sometimes there are guys who don't grow into their bodies or grow into their abilities until they're into their 20s, as Locomotive draws the foul. Sonope saying there was head contact. Free kick upcoming for El Paso. But it's wonderful that there are places for these guys to work on their abilities. And now, second division soccer for this young man.
Exactly.
Here's a caution given to Harry Brockbank, I would assume, for dissent. 44th minute, Locomotive with 3 yellow cards.
Feisty youngsters now.
That's one way to look at it. And there's a first caution of the night issued to New Mexico United. And it is Justin Portillo. As we enter the 44th, just about ready to tick over to minute 45. We'll see how much equal living stoppage time we will have. We're hearing 2 minutes.
Shirt pulled, left and right, pushed.
Well, here's the restart. And it will be Meyers and Luna over the ball. In swinger, out swinger. Meyers' right foot. Brockbank nods it down. Trying to turn. Zacarias can't. Out to Brockbank. Well dealt with by New Mexico. Locomotive must reset. Played out to Francois, and why not? Flag is up, though. Decent thought by Meyers. But Francois a step ahead of the back line, and there we see the official signal. Equal living stoppage time is 2 minutes. Alex Tambakis, native of Athens, Greece, returning to United's bench this season is John Hutchinson.
The Locomotive really has to focus on closing out the halves.
Right, it was late in that first half when they allowed the penalty kick for Sacramento Republic.
Gave up the PK.
Out it comes. Weehan to the far post and wide. Oh, well done, though, by Nico Brett and Chris Weehan.
Nothing better than he'd love to steal a goal right at the end of the half.
Certainly. But Evan Newton, 33 years young. Goalies, it's different for goalies, isn't it? We talk about young players and guys like Diego getting his opportunity at age 17.
I think keepers peak a little later just from the reading of the game and experience and knowledge. And having to be such a leader on the field.
Well, it's wonderful to be able to replace Logan Ketterer, who is plying his trade with Montreal in Major League Soccer these days, with a goalkeeper of Evan Newton's pedigree. We talked about that. All-time saves leader, all-time clean sheets leader in the USL Championship, on loan this season from Vancouver Whitecaps. What a ball, and what a trap by Sunupe.
Yes, Sunupe's touch Hutch on the ball is fun to watch.
And that's the half. Locomotive trying to do some dancing, but the whistle has blown. And we head to the half tied at 1. Would you expect anything less from the Derby del Camino Real?
Not.
Duke, Keith, Heidi Mocha, Rachel Phillips with you as Locomotive FC sees another early goal matched by the opponent before halftime. As the players head to the locker room here, if you are John Hutchinson, what do you take away, good and bad, headed to the final 45?
Locomotive definitely is creating chances. Even right at the end when the whistle blew, they were in the spot to get in front of goal. But they cannot give up those transition opportunities and finish the chances that are created.
Finish the chances. There we go. A beautiful shot of downtown El Paso. It's a gorgeous night for soccer. It's tied at 1. New Mexico United and El Paso Locomotive FC. We head to the break. Back with plenty more with a halftime show when we return.
Introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Ford. It's the advantage of a bigger selection with hundreds of vehicles on the lot and additional inventory online. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Ford is more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage and shop from hundreds of used cars at Casa Ford today.
Oh, Johnny Cage, you're as smooth as a baby.
We have affordable laser hair removal packages for both men and women. Call us at 915-271-8400.
Welcome to Dr. G Cosmetic Surgery and Med Spa. Our new state-of-the-art facility is ready to help you achieve your new you. For a limited time, Botox, $9 a unit. Juvederm lip filler, only $450. Schedule your consultation today. It's your body, only better. Come see me, Dr. G. I make sexy bodies.
Introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Kia. It's the advantage of a bigger selection with hundreds of vehicles on the lot and additional inventory online. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Kia is more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage and shop from hundreds of used cars at Casa Kia today.
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. The score here in beautiful downtown El Paso is Locomotive 1, United 1. Look at the fans here for the excitement here for the home opener versus rival New Mexico United. There's a lot of energy here as this rivalry has been so much fun for all of us since both of these clubs came into the league in 2019. Both made headlines winning big games and have had plenty of success. We've seen some heated moments on the field, but for the players, it's all about winning the game and getting those 3 points. But they do admit a rivalry match is a bit more special.
Bueno, son partidos bonitos, son partidos que se viven con intensidad, sobre todo en ambos estadios, tanto aquí en El Paso como allí en Nuevo México. Así que son partidos calientes y son partidos bonitos de jugar para los jugadores. Yo sé que la gente del Paso va a apoyar al equipo en todo momento. Saben que es el segundo partido, el primer partido en casa, y así que espero que el sábado salga bien y podamos ganar a Nuevo México y la gente celebremos con la gente del Paso.
It's a massive game for the club, for the fans. But then again, it's another game of the season. We've got to make sure we're focusing on what we need to do and don't get too caught up in all of that and just kind of go into it and try to implement what we need to.
I'm excited just for the fans. to come out in full force and support the team. I think, as you said, we promised to brand of football, and I think we delivered on that. So they know what to expect. We're going to go and we're going to try to win this game as much as we tried to win the Sacramento game. Nothing will change again, whether it's home or away. And for me, I'm excited to see the fans in full force, and hopefully we can entertain them as well. At our home game, and again, we'll be going to win and control the game with possession, and that's what I look forward to. I look forward to the players being happy, seeing the fans. I look forward to the fans seeing the players and being happy. I look for that environment.
The way the schedule shapes out, El Paso will be traveling to Albuquerque in September. The last time the Locos were at New Mexico, Matt Boehner scored a goal at the death to steal a point. We just like to bring that up and remind folks of that. Look at that view here in downtown El Paso. Another half to play in this one. The score, El Paso 1, New Mexico 1.
I'm on that routine. I'm on that routine.
Roll it down. I am. You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
What's the money? And for a bog, crashing in. There it is! First of the year for San Diego.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso.
For a corner and a 10. What a goal. Are you watching Football Americas?
Welcome back, everybody. It is a beautiful evening for soccer indeed, as we see El Paso, Southwest University parking, looking south into Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Here from our drone, 1-1 at the half, Locomotive FC and New Mexico United. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha with you. As you see the fans in attendance, nearly full force as we take a look at our halftime statistics. Each team very evenly matched, including with the most important stat at the top of that graphic. One apiece for each of these sides. 6 shots, 2 on target. Shot accuracy, as you would expect, 33%. 2 offsides for New Mexico United, 1 for Locomotive. And the passing accuracy kind of reflects the season stats. Locomotive excellent with the ball, 81.3%, nearly 73% of the possession as well. But New Mexico has made the counterattacks count, and the goal from Nico Brett gives them an advantage, I think, perhaps, Heidi, going into the locker room at half. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to be the one to it's nice to be the one to get ahead, but then you kind of like steal the momentum when you kind of tie it up, especially going into the half. But looking at the stats, I mean, it's fairly even except for possession. And that's what, the Locomotives always prided themselves on possession, and now they're looking to get forward. But they're going to have to, if they're going to get, possibly beaten in transition, they're going to convert more on those chances.
We've taken a look at the halftime stats and plenty more to come as we continue here from downtown El Paso. Duke, Keith, Heidi Mocha with you. One apiece at the half, Locomotive and United.
Ready for the next step in your truck driving career? Arrivas Enterprises Incorporated is ready for you. We offer outstanding opportunities in the transportation industry. We offer smiles, flexibility, and an unmatched benefit package for you and your family. Call us today.
Wow, Junior, you're making some great shots.
Pow! He's all on the wrist.
Gotta love your intensity.
Get a new Kia K5 with 1.9% financing. The all-new, all-electric EV6 is here. Come see it at Casa Kia today.
And with Kia's Express checkout, you can choose the exact vehicle you want. Visit us online at casakia.com.
Our Casa es su casa, here at Casa Kia.
We understand medical emergencies don't stop during a pandemic. Our private patient rooms feature HEPA-filtered, sterilized air circulation. So when a medical emergency happens,
feel confident about coming to Sun City ER.
You have enough to worry about these days. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Because medical emergencies can't wait.
El Paso's only privately owned emergency room. 2 locations to serve you. On the east side at Joe Battle and Edgemere, and on the west at I-10 and Red Road.
Ready for the next step in your truck driving career? Arrivas Enterprises Incorporated is ready for you. We offer outstanding opportunities in the transportation industry. We offer smiles, flexibility, and an unmatched benefit package for you and your family. Call us today.
Thank you for watching the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at GECU.com.
Hey Dad, I learned Yellowbird's solar math today. It's great for our budget.
How does Yellowbird Solar Math put money in our pocket?
Easy, Dad. You take $6 a day away from the electric company, so you only have to pay $3 a day to Yellowbird Solar. So you put $3 a day in your pocket. Plus, you get the best refrigerated air.
I love you, honey.
So I get that new bike, right?
Right.
Call or log on to yellowbirdsolar.com. Tell them a little bird sent you.
I'm Dr. Vanderpool, psychiatrist in El Paso. Have you been feeling tired, trouble sleeping, concentrating, and it's affecting your work or family life? You may be suffering from depression. Are you taking antidepressants and not getting relief? At Atlantis Behavioral Health, we can help. We use a state-of-the-art process called TMS, which has helped countless patients like you get relief from depression. It's a non-invasive, FDA-approved therapy that uses magnetic fields to stimulate brain cells to get relief from depression. For more information, call Atlantis Behavioral Health.
Oh, Johnny Cage, you're as smooth as a baby.
We have affordable laser hair removal packages for both men and women. Call us at 915-271-8400.
Introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Buick GMC. It's the advantage of a bigger selection with hundreds of vehicles on the lot and additional inventory online. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Buick GMC is more than just great new vehicles. Shop from hundreds of used cars at Casa Buick GMC today.
Welcome back. Southwest University Park is the place. Locomotive FC 1, New Mexico United 1. Duke, Keith, Heidi Mocha with you as we get ready to take a look at our first half highlights. And there were plenty of moments, but you've talked about it, Heidi. Put away those chances, and Locomotive FC probably had a couple more than United. As let's take a look at those highlights and find out what this is all about. It started early. Good work along that right side touch line and just steered a bit wide. Nico Brett with an early opportunity. But then Diego, look at this pass. Emmanuel Sunupe chipping it back to Meyers and off the bar. It's barred down and in. They love that in hockey. Tied at 1 apiece because after that, Andrew Fox letting it go, but here is the chip from Nico Brett. That was against the run of play. As you saw the possession stats, Heidi, it's been all El Paso, but Nico Brett putting it through. He's full value certainly tonight.
Absolutely. And New Mexico, you know, I had said earlier, I thought their 2 strikers, they added some quickness and some speed, and that works well for transitions. So, I mean, that's going to be, Coach Hutchinson already said he knew that could be an area that it could be exploited. If he was an opponent of ours, that's what he would look to do. So Locomotive as a new unit, they're just going to have to work at getting better. This is game 2 of a long season. So
and an interesting second half substitution for Locomotive FC. Matt Boehner coming in for Siobhan to start our second half.
Yeah, that is interesting. But remember, Siobhan came off in the last match with some sort of injury, so maybe there's still something.
Just making sure that
there.
He's in decent shape.
Or they wanted just something else in the middle.
Sadly for New Mexico United, another Texas Tech nod to the dock for them. Harry Swartz a little slow to get up. Been some knocks, and of course, as we pointed out pre-match, New Mexico without the services of Amando Moreno. Austin Yearwood, I think that one really hurt on that back line, but Josh Suggs and Kalen Ryden as well. That's your team captain and the defensive player of the year for your squad the last 2 seasons. But up in one piece, and with the stoppage, Swartz stays on the pitch. That one's delivered, knocked back by Fox, and it'll be a corner kick. Chick-fil-A corner. As Portillo there for those set pieces. We talked about it a little bit in the first half. This is a team that doesn't get a lot of opportunities, or didn't last season, and certainly trying to capitalize on the ones they have with excellent service.
Right. But that, like I said, I had read or heard on a maybe the last match that they played, their analyst was talking about how they.
Here Bruce, again Fox intervenes, and Locomotive is on the hunt. Rolled all the way over. Francois almost got there, but that is well done by Will Seymour. And Seymour back up the right wing side. Chips it in, trying to turn, and one time that is Nico Brett. First time opportunity, but again, Locomotive able to stand in front. That's Ander. Let's head down to the third member of our broadcast team, Rachel Phillips, with Hutch's halftime thoughts. Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, I spoke to Hutch as we were walking off for the half. He said he was really disappointed with that goal New Mexico United scored against them. He said that's something they've been practicing all week to try and stop those transition plays. So he was disappointed that they weren't able to stop that, and he really hopes it doesn't come back to haunt them as the game goes on. On the positive side of things, he just says he's really happy with how aggressive they're being, and he wants more of it. That's what he wants to see from the team out there. He says the more aggressive they are, the more opportunities they will create, and they've already created so many. He says the more opportunities they create, we'll then start to see some more goals start to flow from that.
Sonopet, dish from Ander. They've moved Brock back out to right wing.
Yeah, and I think it. Let's see.
Boehner
I think he was
seems
a
to be-
natural right back.
Yes.
From his
spot.
in his career, so.
Sonopet, that's a good thought by Zacarias, just wasn't able to thread the needle to Meyers.
Maybe he'll be able to combine and find some good combination play to get up that right flank even more.
Well, Fox appears to continue in that left back role as Boehner roaming centrally.
Well, we'll see. Maybe Brockbank will be more the roamer, and Foxy will stay a little bit more home, you know?
Battle for the ball. There's Weehan. Swartz. That they knew he was offside. Had to pull up that run.
I'd say that's what last year's back line with with Yuma and Boehner, or Yuma
right.
and some of our other former players.
Pick a player.
They love to sneak attack that offsides trap.
Brockbank trying to find Meyers up the wing. That's well dealt with by Portillo. Everybody just trying to get back and healthy. It's been kind of a rough preseason for Locomotive FCs. Again, you're missing the Golden Boot winner in Lucho. You're missing the all-time goals leader in Josue Aron Gomez. And now we've got it coming together. Little battle for the ball. Sunupe down there representing Locomotive. Zacarias. I think we've got a replay here of exactly what happened. Zacarias being tended to by his teammate Eric Calvillo. Let's see. Oh, Seymour. Zacarias and Seymour getting into things. And this is the Derby del Camino Real. And a caution issued to Seymour as well as to Zacarias.
Fiery rivalry.
Indeed. Was that Portillo received the yellow? We'll check on that. The initial contact provided by Seymour on Zacarias, but both winding up with cautions here in the 51st minute. Were 2 cautions issued, 1 to each team. We'll find out if that was indeed Will Seymour who received it for New Mexico United. It might have been Portillo. For whatever happened afterward. Trying to switch it to Bruce, and it's a bit over his head. In touch for Locomotive. Oh, it was Alexis Suahi. Flag is up. Locomotive gets the restart. As we take a look at Ricardo Zacarias, the forward, this is from a first half injury. Apparently he's dislocated his thumb. Speaking of our Texas Tech nod to the doc, obviously you don't use your hands in soccer, so.
What do you mean? Yes, you do.
Evan Newton might have something to say about that, but Ricardo Zacarias for his part.
They're your feelers.
Right, curb feelers. There you go. But he's wrapped up and ready to go.
It almost looks like a sleeve, but nope.
Indeed. Francois. Now Boehner from Fox. And they'll reset it. Dangerous. Dangling in front of Nico Brett. But well done. Ander up the right wing. This will be intercepted, though, by Portillo.
Locomotive definitely is looking to push the line up a little bit quicker to see if they could not give so much room for the forwards to be high.
That one a little loose. Sonupe sent in from Calvillo, who will be gone along with Diego Luna. Eric Calvillo representing El Salvador. Luna under 20 U.S. men's national team. Chavon headed for the Grenadine national team, and Cristiano Francois, of course, a Haitian international, as Dylan Maris gets a talking to by Malik Badawi. And we see Zach Prince. Apparently not particularly happy.
It's good pressure on the ball right there.
Indeed.
Win it.
Ander yields it back for Locomotive FC. Calvillo thinks the better of trying something up pitch. Boehner, Ander, Brockbank. Still trying to probe their way in. Fox, nice touch to Maris.
Those refs got to be on their toes with the switches like that.
Francois. There's some work on the Locomotive touchline and off the bench. Let's head down to Rachel Phillips to tell us who we might be seeing soon for Locomotive FC. Rachel.
Yeah, Duke, we've got a few guys out here on the bench warming up. We've got Borelli, Ryan, Hines, Coutinho, and Gomez all getting loose and ready to get out on the field. You talked about that aggressive play Hutchinson wants to see played. That means the guys out there are getting tired. We've already seen Matt Barnard come onto the field. He's substituted on at the half. I think we all remember he scored a massive goal against New Mexico United in their last game back in August to tie things up 1 apiece. The crowd was booing so loudly when he scored the goal. He took his shirt off to celebrate. I think it's one no Locos fans will forget, and they're hoping now that he's back on the field, he might be able to do the same here, and instead of evening a tie, break a tie.
Diego Fox trying to play it back in. That's well covered and seen over the byline with a little shove from Luna. Tete. We do remember that Boehner goal. We were watching in absolute astonishment at the one of the Locomotive watch parties, and it was just an amazing moment. And then, of course, you know, being at what is in Albuquerque Isotopes Park, decides to break out the bat and knock one out of the park, which he certainly did. He quieted the crowd in Albuquerque with that moment. Another hard foul.
I really think the Locomotive need to get Meyers and Diego involved. They need to find their feet so that they can help create those chances that get out to the flank and getting us forward. They haven't had the ball enough this half.
They're getting a talking to now. There's Nico Brett rolling around a bit, waiting to see if Malik Badawi waves on the physios for New Mexico United. Allows us an opportunity to tell you that celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose who you play with at SelectSportAmerica.com. Select, league choice, player's choice. And after the foul on Nico Brett, also Alexis Suahi getting a drink of water. They'll restart this. And it goes, looking again, but not able to find Will Seymour that time. Lifted out for a Chick-fil-A corner. As New Mexico, I think, very content to slow the game down, slow the pace of the game down as much as they possibly can. They've given up all sorts of possession tonight. They don't care if they can keep things mucked up.
Yeah, and if they can end up with a dead ball piece, they are okay with that. But good job by Locomotive to get a boot on that, because that was a ball like that drops in that area, it can be dangerous.
Justin Portillo late of the Charleston Battery, as well as Royal Monarchs. That's knotted up and over the bar. They got it to Preston. Wasn't able to square it on frame. That is knocked over by El Paso. Wasn't Preston. Locomotive FC pushing that wide up and over, and will do it again from the other corner. So another Chick-fil-A corner kick coming for New Mexico United. Portillo.
Yeah, United definitely seems content having set pieces.
In swinger this time. Newton misses on the touch, but it's knotted out by Ander. It'll be a New Mexico throw. Daniel Bruce to do the honors. And again, this part of the plan suits New Mexico just fine. Throw-ins and set pieces, okay. Bruce, 25-year-old out of Warrington, England, has been a part of this United squad for years. Knotted out squarely by Boehner. Zacarias got a touch, trying to get it up a little further. Not able to connect with Francois. Boehner again. It's knotted back by Hamilton. Brett thinks the better of moving forward. He knew he was offside. Ander. Trying to thread that one up the pitch to Meyers. Couldn't connect. Ander holding Brett at bay. USL Championship is on ESPN. San Diego Loyal SC welcoming Locomotive FC. That is happening in a couple of weeks. Sunday, April the 3rd on ESPN Deportes. So Locomotive FC on national television yet again. This one also being televised by ESPN Deportes this evening. Free kick coming here for Locomotive. Meyers on the restart. Calvillo there as well. We talked about Luna, Calvillo, Chavon, and Cristiano Francois. Got it right back out by New Mexico, but straight to Meyers. Sonupe. Swartz gets a foot in. Fans want something called, and they'll get a corner at least. Chick-fil-A corner coming for Dylan Meyers.
Well, in last match, he had that penalty kick drawn, got fouled, and drew the PK for Locomotive.
Indeed.
He's definitely aware of when he's near the box or in the box, and if there's going to be a hard challenge, trying to get the defender to pull that off.
Another short corner. Diego with the shin, chips it in, and one time wide. Francois there, but it steered just a little wide. Trying to convert those chances. Put them on frame, Heidi. I can already hear you.
Yes. I think from what I've heard from Coach Hutchinson, he is in the same mentality.
You two are of the same mind, yes. And Locomotive FC has certainly created a few, not chances in droves or in buckets, but they've had a couple of really big opportunities, including Cristiano Francois there in the first half. Just sliced it.
The second half, though, Locomotive really has not attacked the flanks like they did in the first half, and creating those opportunities down the sides and driving it across.
Why is that? You think is it New Mexico, the way they're set up? And obviously they've slowed the game down quite a bit too. That's part of it, but what might be the solution here?
Well, I don't think that Locomotive has found the feet of Diego and Meyers as much, and maybe is New Mexico's plan. Maybe it's just a little bit shift in personnel, but that has to happen if they're going to be able to exploit those flanks.
Good interception on Weehan here by Meyers. Trying to turn it around. Sonupe, Brockbank on there. Meyers again. Here's Harry Brockbank. More natural right wing for him here in the second half of play as they've brought on Matt Boehner, but still nothing to show for it on that last little foray. There's Brockbank. Locked into the other half of the pitch.
We'd love to see Gomez, or who is available, looks like, or Lucho get them up in a striker role, isolated, and knock it into them.
To see either one of those two in
I know.
The number 9 role with this offense would be amazing, and it'll happen soon enough. Rachel Phillips saying that Lucho is close, perhaps next week. We heard from her earlier today. And of course, Josue Aron Gomez is on the bench. He's part of the 18. Will we see him here in front of his own fans for the first time this season? Locomotive second match. Well, let's find out from Rachel after we take a look at this Francois pulling that one wide. Let's head down to Rachel and see if she's got any insight on this particular thing. Will we see Josue Aron Gomez today, Rachel?
Yeah, guys, you talked about wanting to see kind of if Gomez is going to come on the field. He's literally about to enter the field as we talk right now, alongside Richie Ryan. So a bit of experience coming onto the field for the Locos now as they do a double substitute here, Gomez and Richie Ryan onto the field.
Well, it's answered, and Eric Albiol headed off to join the El Salvador national team, coming off for Richie Ryan. The veteran Irishman entering in the 65th minute. And Ricardo Zacarias gives way to the all-time leader in goals for Locomotive FC, Josue Aron Gomez. Wonderful to see that number 7 out there. Aron spent 3 seasons on loan from FC Juarez. We finally got him signed to a contract here in El Paso.
That's a pretty good loan.
Yeah, pretty good. 21 goals for Locomotive FC to lead the team. Let's get it away. Oh, dangerous. And again to the far post and in. Just like that, Nico Brett with a brace for New Mexico United. And the visiting fans, clad in gold and black, are cheering in minute 66. 2-1 United.
And that is New Mexico United definitely taking advantage of, that opportunity.
Absolutely huge.
No.
It's not Brett, that's Tabor Itaka Preston, the Cameroon international. Itaka Preston in the 66th minute. And it is 2-1. We barely called his name through this match, but he came up with a golden moment there. Both he and Brett, the forward pair up front, have given United a 2-1 lead here in El Paso. The side foot, Francois, that's dangerous. Looking to that far post.
And I think these next few minutes are crucial for Locomotive to, stay in the game, set the tone, get back to attacking. They really have not had some dangerous chances in quite a bit of time this second half.
Francois, that was a good thought, trying to find Josue Aron Gomez, who has yet to touch the ball in a couple of minutes on the pitch. Well deflected by New Mexico United, and they'll have the free kick coming. The flag was up.
And this matchup is always, like we've said, a bitter rivalry, but they have played 10 times in all-time history through the regular season. And there's been no clear leader in the series. Right now, it stands even at 2-2 and 6.
There's Weehan, opportunity. Preston to Brett to Weehan. Throw in coming for New Mexico United as things are at a snail's pace, really, which does not suit Locomotive's style of play at all. Fox. Preston gets a foot to that for Bruce to the far post. And a goal kick for Evan Newton.
I want to see how Locomotive gets the ball to Gomez.
Well, they got it to the Eagle. Here's Foxy trying to put one up to Gomez, but it's a little wide to the left. And here's Bruce against the run of play. That's Brett. Knocked into touch. Harry Brockbank. United will take some time here. And the last touch will give a goal kick to Evan Newton. Harry Brockbank wisely letting that one run out. Boehner to Ryan. Great to have the 36-year-old Irishman back in his familiar number 6 here in El Paso. Can he help unlock things? His passing ability, we all know about it. Fox, that's knotted off of Bruce. Newton to play it long. Aron looking for the foul. To no avail. Gomez, you'll see his way through that. Double teamed, it doesn't matter. Able to deliver that advantage play. Brockbank, Sonupe. Sonupe to the byline. Bounces back into play, and that is a hard tackle on Brockbank.
And we haven't seen the ball at Sonupe's feet a lot this second half. I think that is something that they need to find.
Coming on for United will be Sergio Rivas to replace the latest goal scorer, Tabort Itaka Preston. Here in the 72nd minute. Things getting a little chilly here in El Paso, Texas. On the pitch and off.
Exactly.
For Locomotive FC, they'd like to heat things up.
Yeah, they've had an incredible regular season undefeated record here at Southwest University Park of 23 games. They have not lost a regular season game since July 24th, 2020. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time left in this match. And, you know, never say die for the boys at home.
We remember the very first match last season between these two teams. Yes. It was the first home match for Locomotive then, too. And Leandro Carrijo with the stoppage time heroics.
Whew. Heroics for sure.
To equalize for Locomotive FC.
When it's that late, it feels like a loss, even when it's a tie.
When you're the one who gives up that goal.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Feels like a win when you steal it.
They'll certainly take it if they can manage it. Here's Diego. Sonupe. Sonupe getting in there to try and win the ball back. United does well to regain possession. But you see United playing a bit of a high line. They're trying to keep the pressure on themselves. And the more Locomotive is unable to unlock things going up the pitch, certainly the more emboldened United will be to play that line. Boehner and Ryan, and back to Newton. Gomez sets up and gets position, but it's knotted back in. Play on, says the referee. Brockbank getting tangled with Swartz. That'll bounce nicely for Meyers. Meyers chipping it up, looking for Fox. Back to Meyers. Taken away by Weehan, but only so far as Boehner. That pass is off target, but Bruce can't keep it in touch. Or can't keep it in play, I should say.
No, it's a nice read by Bruce, but yeah, it just can't keep it at his foot.
So Boehner on there. And Harry Brockbank. Still trying to feel his way into this Locomotive lineup. You'd think 3 weeks is not a long time, is it, Heidi?
No, it's not. New team and new country.
Indeed. Some knocks around. Apparently we are about to see Eder Borelli enter the match. Rachel Phillips down on the touchline with more on that. Rachel,
Yeah, guys, very interesting. Eda Borelli actually hanging over the banner, as well as Zacharias, hanging over the banner, supporting the Locos right now, hanging on to every move. He got pulled away, Borelli, to actually go finish his warm-ups, because now he's heading out onto the field, about to take the field. It looks like maybe for Harry Brockbrink here, about to walk off, could be replacing him. Eda Borelli, though, getting ready to go on, and he was hanging on every movement the Locos are playing, so clear he wants to make a big impact as he comes onto the field right now.
Eder Borelli, 29-year-old out of Monterrey, Mexico, former team captain of Locomotive sister squad, FC Juarez Bravos, just south of the border here. Youth international for his native Mexico as well. And Eder Borelli has indeed checked in for Harry Brockbank in minute 75. Locomotive looking for offensive answers that they have not been able to provide in this second half. Diego. Sonupe, Diego, and Borelli with his first touch. Weehan to bring it back for United. It's a good deflection. Fox stands in for that, and here's Francois. Solid play by Rivas to stay at home. Newton way off his line, nods that ahead. It would have been, well, it doesn't matter. And anyway, it's offside. Don't miss a minute of USL action in 2022. Whether your USL club is playing at home or on the road, you can catch it all on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, to Major League Soccer, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and plenty more. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. There's a wonderful thing to have, and that's going to be a foul on New Mexico United. Sonupe taken down hard, protesting as Will Seymour. It doesn't matter. 77th minute caution issued to Seymour. And Locomotive with a dangerous position for a free kick.
Yeah, Locomotive just needs to stay positive and continue to try to create those chances. But something that I know we talked about last year, have a sense of urgency. Get the ball into dangerous positions and put it on frame. Finish any chances.
Well, Diego's left footer, Dylan Meyers is right. Which will it be? Meyers has taken the majority of these so far. Meyers, and that is deflected wide. It'll be a Locomotive throw. And another sub coming for Locomotive FC. It'll be Nick Hines on for Emmanuel Sonupe. Sonupe has been quite the servant of this team throughout the match this evening. Nick Hines, the Jamaican, to replace him here in minute 78. Zaith Notch tries to fire up the crowd here at Southwest University Park. On the throw-in. Deflections all around. Getting ahead to that was Brett. Locomotive with possession, and here trying to steer it up the right wing is Maris. Francois moved to the right wing. He earns a corner kick. Chick-fil-A corner coming up. Set up for Maris.
He's got Diego right there in case they go short.
Maris will serve it into the box. To the far post, that's knotted down. Fox knocks it back into play, keeps it in play, gets the deflection, finally covered by Tembakis. Solid effort by the Englishman. Gets a couple of bounces, but is not able to get anything else on it. And the time continues to tick away here at Southwest University Park.
And set pieces, they can be incredibly dangerous when there is time spent and committed on those restarts.
Nick Hines, the newest substitution. Let's head down to Rachel Phillips and find out a little more about him. Rachel?
Yeah, guys, Nick Hines actually worked with Hutchinson when they were both in Seattle. Hutch says he's a technical footballer that can cover any position on the left side. He came on late in the 80th minute of last week's game, so looking for him to have an impact again here tonight, his first season with the Locals.
Hines, 24, out of Kingston, Jamaica. They're trying to give the crowd some reasons to cheer here tonight. Bruce. Not off of him for a Locomotive throw. Boehner. Borelli. Too tall. Francois a little bit upset with that service.
But now we kind of, I think when we see part of the plan is they'd like to set him free with that ball down the flank.
They certainly seem to be trying to find him, and he's unlocked more than one thing here tonight offensively. From the left to the right.
And knowing that's one of the strategies to play into the wings.
Pass up the pitch by Boehner is off target. Ander controlling. Just Meyers to pick up the loose change. Nice start with the outside of the foot. Fox tries the same to pass it up pitch. Taken away, and here's Weehan. Good touch by Ander as Weehan slides in on Francois and earns a caution. 81st minute. Chris Weehan going into the book. Pleads his case, but he left that foot in, and Francois took it right off the ankles. Where can Locomotive FC find the answers they need offensively? On the restart, Diego. Ryan, the Irishman chipping back. Diego, the teenager, trying to get there. Swartz. Diego accusing Swartz, I think, of diving before he helps him back to his feet. But it'll be a free kick for United. Off to Argentina to represent the under-20 U.S. men's national team. His third call-up as he continues to impress. Cristiano Francois, Chavon with Grenada, Calvillo with El Salvador, Francois, of course, with Haiti.
So no matter what the look of the lineup is tonight, it's going to look a lot different.
Come Wednesday.
Next match, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget. Las Vegas Lights in town Wednesday night, right here at Southwest University Park.
So even if you think they had it all figured out, it's going to be different lineups.
International duty. It is a real honor, though, to have players in the championship representing their countries.
It is.
Of course, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't point out Jerome Kiesewetter, who has represented the U.S. men's national team at the senior level on the United bench tonight. Who forever was the all-time leading goal scorer for Locomotive FC. Just had an absolutely torrid 2 to 3 months when he first arrived here in the Sun City come 2019. Now plying his trade with United is Gomez will whistle for the foul here. And is a little upset at Malik Badawi. Or maybe at Rashid Tete, who continues to stretch. Here in the 84th minute.
Yeah, Gomez just hasn't he's gotten the ball, at his feet really once. The rest of the time it hasn't been any very good looks.
Now time wasting from United as they'll leave off for Alex Tambakis to send this up the pitch. Ozzie the Bat trying to fire up the crowd. You're down behind Evan Newton's goal.
The banana guy.
And the banana guy. Of course, the banana guy. Good to see him back. One the official costume mascot, the other the unofficial costume mascot. One's allowed to drink beer because he's on his own. Here's Boehner. Fox. Diego coming back and immediately faces pressure from Weehan. 1 against 3. United will win that battle. Hamilton. Fox. Bruce. Borelli knocked down. But it's Swartz who comes up with the ball. No foul there. Weehan. Gilbreth, it comes nicely for Rivas. Touched back by Fox for Evan Newton to play, but it's in touch for United. Locomotive just can't find the possession at all here.
No, they cannot. And they're a little bit lucky to be able to break that up right at the end in the box, so close to United getting
Boehner.
a chance.
Knocked that one forward for Gomez. In touch for United. Bruce Ertz to pick up the ball and throw it in. Fox. It's kept in play for Richie Ryan, who takes a toe poke off the pitcher's mound. Now is fouled from behind by Nico Brett. Some pushing and shoving. Ryan's been part of more than one fracas in this Derby del Camino Real. Well, that's interesting because usually the referee wants you to go back further before you put the ball back into play.
I think he wanted to blow the whistle before they restarted it.
Gotcha.
Period. Like he was saying, "Oh yeah, I was doing a talking to you. Don't restart the ball when I'm talking."
That draws some boos from the crowd, regardless. And here's Boehner.
Yes, yes.
Fox.
If it
and
gets
Boehner.
them fired up, let's
right
all for it.
Diego up the way to Hines. Hines at the edge of the 18, trying to make a move. Spills it, it's back into play. He's double teamed. It's a hard clearance. Fans want a foul, but they won't get one.
He had a nice turn there, though, to get started down that line.
Certainly drew the pressure, but nothing unbecoming on the part of United in the eyes of our referee. Diego, Hines, and Ryan. To Boehner.
Hines was open. He had to play it to his feet sooner.
Diego.
He was on.
Trying to get open to find Hines and does. Now back to Diego. Nice little triangle. Diego, the teenager. Hines back into the 18 again. Deflected back out again. United defending for their lives. The long clearance on there. Holding his ground. Able to get the touch back to Evan Newton. Well done to keep it away from Sergio Rivas.
Yeah, well played by Under.
But we've hit the 89th minute. Locomotive hasn't found any answers yet.
I like how Diego and Hines, the little bit of combination play, but they've got to say, hey, this has to end in a chance on goal, not just a nice little cheeky combo possession or dispossession.
Right. 23 games unbeaten at home in the regular season for Locomotive, and that is on the line now. Francois looking for Diego. A bit off target in Portillo, who deflected Francois' pass, clears it out of trouble. And an injured player for New Mexico. Texas Tech nod to the dock, and John Hutchinson is irate. Being urged by the fourth official, Marco Vega, to hold his ground. We are hearing 4 minutes of eco-living stoppage time, and certainly this is going to add to it. As we are into the 90th minute here in El Paso, here's Texas Tech nod to the dock. Head trainer Andrew Peters on to take a look at Harry Swartz. We'll see if Swartz's night is done. And here it is, Jerome Kiesewetter entering the fray to replace Harry Swartz, I would assume.
You mentioned it.
This will get the fans' attention when it's officially announced, but Kiesewetter, Player of the Month in the summertime for Locomotive FC. 10 goals in 2 months. Got all that attention for Locomotive before heading on to play for Miami. And there we have the sign. 4 minutes of eco-living stoppage time as Kiesewetter makes his way onto the pitch. Restart for Locomotive. And he is indeed on for Harry Swartz.
So this is the second year in a row that it's the home opener for Locomotive against New Mexico United. Will it be the second year in a row that Locomotive can salvage a point in stoppage time?
We'll see. Andrew Fox, too far forward for the referee's liking. Decides to play back to Boehner anyway. On there. Slices one across to Diego. Open space for the teenager, out to Hines. Nick Hines trying to chip it and push it up and over the defensive line, can't get there. And cleared away. Good job by Nico Brett to hold his ground. On there. Trying to keep it away from Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter commits the foul. Quick restart for Ander. Dylan Meyers. Fox, Hines, sliced one and put over for the Chick-fil-A corner by Will Seymour.
That is one of the first balls across that we've seen in a long time for the Locomotive. Hines is making a nice little difference out there.
Chick-fil-A corner coming up for Dylan Meyers. Meyers, near post delivery. It's Josue Aron Gomez. Cannot beat Tambakis. And a foul call to stop play. It'll be a free kick for United. Gomez got the head to that. Great delivery. Let's take a look. It was Josue Aron Gomez. And Aron beaten to the punch by Tambakis, who saw where that was headed.
Yeah, that was on. Would have been in the back of the net, but Tambakis makes a nice save there. But Gomez, there's a reason he's in the books for Locomotive.
Indeed, but we are more than halfway into eco-living stoppage time. And it is getting a little hairy here at Southwest University Park for the homestanding Locomotive team and John Hutchinson. Looking for answers, New Mexico United.
But that's really the first two in a row, like almost chances that Locomotive have had recently.
It's offside on Kiesewetter, still working on his timing with his teammates. Good darting ball to Hines from Meyers. Hines, little step over. Warner gets two, gets taken to task by United, but Fox earns a throw. Meyers, Hines, taking off the ball and leaves the leg in on Bruce. And now, the yellow card issued to Hines, who's having to be urged to be a little more cautious by the Irishman Richie Ryan, who turns around and gets right into it with somebody.
That's Kiesewetter.
Well, how about that?
I thought Ryan looked like he was really trying to break it up, but then something must have been said to get his blood boiling.
Well, he's looking,
snapped around like.
He's looking at Will Seymour as Richie Ryan, but this will just take more time off the clock. as Hines issued the caution here in stoppage time, but we are past the 4 minutes. How long will referee Malik Badawi allow play to continue on this restart?
I believe the referees can add a little bit more time during stoppage for
Certainly.
cases like this, but he's not going to want to add very much. It's just getting...
The restart from Tambakis.
heated.
Badawi eyeing his watch, and that is it. New Mexico United has come to El Paso and taken away a 2-1 win versus Locomotive FC. Coaches shake hands at midfield, but certainly a disappointing start. 0-2 to this season for Locomotive FC. 2-1 your final score. Goals from Nico Brett again, as well as Tabort Itaka Preston. This is after another early goal by Locomotive FC. Richie Ryan on to plead his case with Malik Badawi. But that's where we stand. 2-1 to the visitors tonight. As Locomotive's 23-game unbeaten streak here at home during the regular season is done. Back with more after this.
It's our 1-year anniversary at Casa Buick GMC, and it's been quite a ride. Hey guys, did you bring the candle?
Come join us for our first birthday celebration. Get 0% APR financing on new Buick and GMC models.
And we'll pay you more for your trade-in. Get great value when you trade in and trade up. Come in for a test drive today at Casa Buick GMC or visit us online at CasaBuickGMCElPaso.com. Home of the nice guys. Yeah!
In Northeast El Paso exists a site honoring America's veterans. Above it, you'll find a line of flags, but you'll notice that one is missing. For 18 years, Old Glory once soared across El Paso skies, but sadly it was removed. This season, El Paso, Texas Flags Across America asks for your help to resurrect our flag to its original glory. As a local nonprofit, we can't do this without the help of our community, so please donate now at www.oldglorymemorial.org. Thank you, El Paso.
Somebody, and for a bog, crashing in, there it is! First of the year for San Diego!
And it's into the back of the net! El Paso!
Far corner and it's in! What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas?
Welcome back. It's downtown El Paso, Texas. 2-1 to the visitors, New Mexico United. Locomotive FC 1, New Mexico United 2. Duke Keith, Heidi Mocha, and soon Rachel Phillips downstairs. But let's take a look at our full match highlights as Diego Luna gets this one started early. This is the early goal. Emmanuel Sanupe, nice drag back, and Dylan Maris could pick his spot. Just wonderful, Heidi. Great teamwork. But again, Locomotive FC gives up the equalizer before the half is up, as Nico Brett able to chip Evan Newton and strumming the strings in front of this El Paso home crowd. And then the goal from Tabort Itaka Preston. Wonderful feed, and is able to just first time that one into the back of the net. That's where we stand. Eighth notch. They're still there. They're still standing as we head down to Rachel Phillips here shortly with our Estrella of the match.
Yeah, I'm joined by Dylan Meyers, your Estrella of the match. Dylan, obviously a pretty tough loss out there tonight. What impressed you about the team, though? You've only been together for a few weeks to be able to come out and put that performance on.
Yeah, you know, it's been a long preseason. We've gotten to know each other quite well, but you know, again, it just wasn't good enough from us. We need to put away our chances, and it comes down to that. You know, game is won or lost by those small moments.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Hutch at the halftime. He said he really wants the team to be playing more aggressive style of football. Were you proud of how aggressive you guys were out there, or do you kind of want to be more aggressive going forward?
Yeah, I think that's our game plan. You know, we need to keep pushing and pushing, get everyone where they need to be and in the right positions, but obviously we still have a lot of work to do, and we need to go back to the drawing board.
For yourself, a bright spot on the game was that you scored another goal, your fourth goal now against New Mexico United. What is it about scoring against this team that really gets you going?
I think everyone just gets up for this game. It's a rivalry game. As you can see, it's a battle out there. They fight well and they play good against us. So we just need to continue to keep pushing. And it's about everyone. It's not just about me playing well. We need to all play well. In these games, step up to the plate and make sure we're doing our part.
Dylan, thanks so much. We'll see you here on Wednesday night. Dylan Meyers, your Australia of the match. They'll push forward again Wednesday night, another game right here at Southwest University Park. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Rachel, and gracious in defeat for Dylan Meyers. But I think he said it right there. He makes your point for you, Heidi. It's those missed opportunities. You've harped about it for quite some time.
Exactly. And I know they keep saying be more aggressive. I think be more aggressive. That can be a lot of things. I think right now that needs to be finishing. When you create those chances, it has to be finished. So put away the chances. And Hutch already brought this up too. Be better on the transition when you lose the ball. Better on defense. So those two things, that's how the result ended 2-1.
Well, let's take a look at our save of the game. Evan Newton called into action a few times tonight. Your GECU save of the game off the restart. That was solid, coming off the head of Alexis Suahi. Kind of a slicing ball off the header. He did well to put some contact on it, but well done once again by Evan Newton. All-time leader in saves and shutouts. There has not been a shutout yet for Locomotive FC, still trying to work their way into it. It is Locomotive FC 1, New Mexico United 2, our final score tonight from Southwest University Park. It's a fireworks night. That's part of the appeal, especially of a rivalry match and getting set to get things going here from downtown El Paso. But as you look forward, as we look ahead at our physical play of the game, there were a few of those tonight, Heidi.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. How did we pick just one?
Your physical therapy, hand and balance centers play of the match. On Daniel Bruce, good solid work there by Andrew Fox. Andrew Fox, your physical player of the match, I think, on both sides of the pitch. He was getting it done. Very effective tonight for El Paso's number 4.
Yes, he was kind of swarming. He was everywhere.
And well done, your physical hand and therapy centers plays of the game. Locomotive FC headed for another match this Wednesday night back at Southwest University Park versus Las Vegas Lights. This is the team New Mexico United beat 2-0 to open up their season at the Lab up in Albuquerque. And what are you looking for John Hutchinson's squad in an ability to respond, missing 4 players going out on international duty, Heidi?
Yeah. It'll be, who knows what it's going to bring exactly for the lineup, but we know he's not going to change what he's looking for. He's going to look to be aggressive, attack, and they're going to be doing finishing competitions and drills. I don't think there's any way to emphasize that more than that. And then being good on the transition no matter who's playing and who's in.
We take a look at some of last season's highlights against Lights. Josue Aron Gomez scoring. Wonderful to see him back on the pitch tonight, and more opportunities for more minutes, I'm sure, especially with all of the players moving on for international duty.
Yeah, it was great to see him get even just a few minutes, and there's Lucho in the screen and Chapa, so maybe we can get Lucho and Gomez on the pitch at the same time for that next match and take the rest of the team and look to get a win on the board.
Locomotive FC first on the board tonight from Dylan Meyers, but again conceding multiple goals after that as John Hutchinson's squad looks to reset. Will happen. It'll happen on Wednesday night. Another opportunity for Locomotive FC here in front of a great crowd at Southwest University Park. It is the final score. Locomotive FC 1, New Mexico United 2. So long, everybody, until Wednesday.
Tonight's match was presented by Southwest University. Southwest University makes you happen.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.